Hello. This time we would like to try to have folder structure in our Web 3.5 environment. Let's start what we have currently. We have files. We are able to import the files into here. Now we want to create new folders. Um, so this menu doesn't seem that much useful. Actually, it's better to have that menu on the right hand side as well, and we want to keep that as kind of maybe let's create a new button, and then next time we can create the new menu structure over there. Now I want to add a new functionality, and that we can do this manually ourselves as well, and or we can ask the cursor. But a new folder, first of all, let's analyze the thing, how we are keeping the files, right? The files are kept in a dictionary, is a storage structure. And if we are having the hierarchical version, then we can have the folders. So this is the file system, and this is the files string file, and stored files are get item stored files. This seems that everything is JSON. And now, is it a good idea? This whole file system keeping in JSON is not a good idea. But what we can do, of course, keep in the different keys. We don't have it currently. Let's get local storage, get item. So this seems to be the files that is kept. And in order to access one file, you need to access whole file system. That's not a good idea. And local storage allows to get multiple things and set items file system like this, and we need to change into that structure. So how we should do that, first of all, let me go to the ask and ask, can I create objects in local storage instead of string values? Let's see. It doesn't allow, so it accepts strings. We have to find a new way of doing the storage system file system, uh, and they are like, we can use prefixes for the keys, but somebody could easily break that system if they just overwrite the keys. um, Maybe before doing this kind of security things, let's think about what makes sense. First of all, we want to get access into the each folder, and each folder contains multiple files or folders. So we want to create that kind of file system. The basic functionality currently, we can just get the files like that. If the files are hierarchical, then we will consider them folders. Now let's try again. This is that, right? So if you JSON parse that, JSON parse, so you see this is the structure for the files. So if the files are add new functionality, so let's go to the agent mode, add new functionality if the files contains file if the parsed JSON elements are containing multiple keys, they are folders. Also allow to create new folders. While that is working on it, so the file system keys, what we want to do is each file could be indexed like this. This is doing the indexing, and the file paths typically you will see in this manner, right? For example, you have the file system. From the file system, you may have, let's say, documents, and then from documents you may have text or something. Okay, so these are expanded folders. Let's see what it does. So current file, so this is just commenting is my change. I don't want to mix my change with the cursor's change. Okay, is it complete? Create new folder is there. Current directory. I may have impacted the thinking process here. Let's see, we will try it. So this doesn't seem that simple change. Is this folder? Yes, this is the type. For example, get current directory, and so these are the things separators. And what I'm wondering is, so this local storage access, yeah, this all stored in file system again, which is not an ideal one, I said as well. I think we should have something like this. It should start with the file system, and then in the file system we should use this prefix to control other elements. So we consider if it is starting with that, it belongs to a file. Okay, is this everything fine? Yes. Okay, I accepted them. This is my next thinking process. No need to restart, no Python terminal. This is a JavaScript completely, right? This is the root. New folder, for example, subfolder. Create that. We have this subfolder. It doesn't have to be a file. Put into the subfolder. Doesn't seem like it. Delete that file. Okay, I want to in this subfolder. This is not a folder. Delete it. New folder. Create a new folder. Subfolder. Yes, it becomes like a file still. And then if I try to put inside it, it doesn't do that. It's an error here. Yeah, it doesn't work as we expect. So how we can change it? I don't let's try to manipulate the file system directly. See, we have these type things. Yeah, I think We should have the same uniform structure ideally, instead of have this kind of things. But once we have this JSON, data JSON parse, we have the folders and files. What I want to change is data subfolder is equal to something like this: text and text, something like this. And data subfolder should be one thing over there. If I save it, so this is load files, save files, it's the files is equal to data, and then set item the local storage that is updated. Yeah, I have the subfolder right now, and I can go over there. Only the new folder is not working. Let's look at the new, why the new folder is not working. Let's see, new folder, create new folder, goes there. Now folder name includes it should include something like that. Okay, cannot contain slashes. Okay, that's current directory, that's also fine. Now save files. What is this? Yeah, it is empty. Now what I want is not empty, sample. Let's see if this non-empty thing will help or not. It's not the correct way, but yeah. Can I delete the folder? It's another thing, but new file, not the new folder, subfolder 2 created, becomes a file. It doesn't have to be a file. Folder name, we have done that like this, right? Current dir, how? Current dir folder name I think it shouldn't be current dir but the files, so that it will create the folder over there. How to delete folders is another thing. I'm not able to do it right now. Let's click this one, delete it, refresh the page, sorry, and then new folder as to create, still creates as a file. Files, S2 should be not like that. That is what is strange. New folder, create unexpected. Yeah, this is files are unexpected. Okay, let's see, where is the files? So I want to see, this is the files, stringify, save files. This is where the files are defined. Load files over there, yes. Yeah, this is the files, right? We should have the files. So why it's not having files over there? S3. Yeah, that should be files equal to empty. And I would like to save files. See, They are all gone. New folder, test, it becomes still like this. It shouldn't be like that. New folder, create new folder, go there. Yeah, this should be files. And the file should be defined over there. Save files, refresh, new folder. It does the files. New folder, create new folder, right? If it doesn't do anything here, will we see any result? Let's test that way. Okay, new folder, test2. Actually, it's creating the file. It shouldn't create the file. It should create the folder. Yeah, that is the wrong thing. So the event is not related to this one. Create folder. So the new folder button confirm create button, create new folder. Create new file. So I think these are not the same thing. Confirm create button, prevent default. Prevent. Yeah, this may be something related, but let's see what happens. No, it doesn't. But this event thing is having multiple events here. Confirm create button. Let's ask is creating file instead of folder. Doesn't respond me. Oh, okay. So it has to have different changes. Okay, this is what my trial was. I need to do those changes. Okay, now let's see if we fix the folder creation. Folder? No, it doesn't. It doesn't solve that. So files again, empty files, save files, refresh, they're all gone. New folder, test, new folder, test. Now let's use the create folder, create new folder, test2. That function is also not working. Create new folder. Let's see. Why it's not working? So this should be the files, right? Current dir. I think I don't want to do this. Let's do this way. Refresh. Test tree. No, it doesn't. Let's do it manually like this. Test for, and then save files, and then refresh. Even that is not working. Test 5. Sample. Sample. And save files. Refresh. Yeah, that is working. Now the thing is, I need to have something inside it. I think not, and one of the logic above is requiring to have file inside to be a folder, and then this may be the requirement. Files, again, reset the files, save files, then refresh, and then new folder, test, create. That works. Okay, that is the thing. You need to try multiple times, but we are able to create the folder. So there are missing parts, of course. And the missing parts are right now, we need to avoid necessity of having the folder, and object inside the folder, and we need to also be able to move objects around and maybe delete folders and these kind of things to be able to obtain full file system structure that we are hoping for. Thank you. Bye.